Computer. Okay.
I'm not videoing.
So, hey, everybody, again, we're in the second session for Pathway to Bronze Ambassador. And I really want to talk about, so tell me what happened since we were together last Tuesday that you're excited about.
Well, I wasn't on the meeting last Tuesday, but I told you a little bit about last night in the meeting. My accomplishment is setting up a pamper spa day at the local nursing home before the Thanksgiving dinner with the residents' families to promote my business a little bit.
That's a good thing. So here's another question, Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Is there another nursing home around that you can go do the same thing?
Mm-hmm. There's probably 4 or 5 nursing homes in Jasper.
Well,
Nursing home assisted living.
Again, they're really good customers to have. Even if the residents can't afford a lot, the people who work there will buy from you if they have a representative coming in consistently. I always say that anybody who has a nurse's station, man, they make the best customers because they're sitting there, right? I mean, they're up and down all the time, and they're great to have new books and orders from. And then you never know who would want to be recruited either.
Mm-hmm. Well, and when the families come in too, they're going to see how happy their loved one is just for, something simple like having their nails painted. They're going to see how happy it makes them.
True.
So they'll be more likely to buy something as simple as nail polish, and then maybe it'll go from there.
Very good idea. What about you, Miss Angela? I know you're exhausted. Tell me what you've been up to.
I'm doing another party in December.
Awesome.
So I can kind of drive right through Christmas, get some of those sales going for Christmas. And then after the meeting yesterday, I kind of talked to a couple of my team members, and I was very excited about the trip. So I shared with them what you guys gave me. And so we're going to come up with some strategies on how everybody to be able to go on this trip.
Great. If you do it online, you let me know and then you invite me. Or if you do it in person, I'll be happy to. And I have a new shareable thing I'm going to put out for you guys, an Excel spreadsheet that will auto adjust everything for you. I got it today, so I'm going to put it up on our files either tonight or in the morning. I just got it like 10 minutes ago.
But I think I'm going to piggyback on what Steph just said. And there are a couple of nursing homes here. I live in a small town, so I think that'd be great. I can go there and maybe, pitch that. And I tell you, I was still working on those fundraisers. So I'm hoping to get a couple of those. I've approached a couple of cheerleading groups here. And then I have a school next year, the first of the year, that wants to start, as well as a church that wants to do a fundraiser next year too.
That's awesome.
I'm just setting that up. So I'm trying to get it going.
Well, okay, so let me ask you both a question. How is that going to be adding to your team to get you to the next step in leadership?
Being a CNA, I know that the pay is not very good.
Okay.
It's not you definitely don't get paid for the amount of work that you have to do. So we're always looking for a way of bringing in some more money, a form of extra income.
Okay. So you're going to do what at the nursing homes with the CNAs?
Recruit.
I love how recruit. Well, and you're right. You really are right. CNAs and anybody in the service industry works their tushy off, and they don't make a lot of money. And you're right about looking. Yay, you got a kissy. Hi, boyfriend.
Rhonda said hi. He said hi.
But that's a really good idea. So my question for you, and you too, Angela, you guys have got good ideas about going in the nursing homes. How are you going to bridge the gap of going in to do getting your sales, which obviously we want you guys to do, but how are you going to bridge that into talking about the opportunity with not the residents, but with the employees? And it's okay to say, I don't know.
I think that's a good question. I think I would be able to use my experience in that field to help me out a little bit.
So what would you do?
Strike up conversation with them. It will, at the nursing home I'm going to, it would be easier for me because it's out of my it's me stepping out of my comfort zone to talk to people that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to work at the nursing home that I've scheduled this pamper day at. So I feel a little, I don't know. I feel like,
A little more.
I'm in my comfort zone there.
Okay.
So I feel like it's okay to talk to people, if that makes sense, because I know a lot of the residents. I know a lot of the employees. But I mean, even the new employees, I feel like it would be easier for me to talk to them, because even if they did go to their nurse and say, oh my God, that girl's crazy, what is she talking about? The nurse could be like, no, actually, she's a really good worker and she's got a good point. You know, she works for what she wants. So if, you know, she's giving you the opportunity, take it.
Okay. And that's good. And that's a good thing. So are you planning, and this is a good thing for all of us to talk about, because we all have these opportunities that come up in our business constantly, right? Things where and I always laugh and say, I go to the shoe store all the time because I feel comfortable in the shoe department. I can talk to anybody in any shoe department there is because I love shoes and I'm comfortable there. So, and you know, you think about where you go, just like Steph is saying, I feel comfortable in the nursing home setting because I'm familiar with the people there. I know what their jobs are. I feel good. What else are your comfort places? A lot of people go to the baby section too, if they have small kids.
I don't know that I could answer that question.
And it's something to think about. I say this for a reason, because we're just going to, in a moment, going to start talking about, you know, how to strike up these conversations. But you guys are already part of the way there. You've already had some training. And I want to specifically talk to you guys because you're starting to get your sales. You're starting to get things kind of rolling. How do you incorporate the next part of your conversation? You're getting good at getting fundraisers. You're getting good at getting some appointments. I mean, getting some sales and really starting that opportunity. But just like Steph, you know, is saying, there's people, they work hard and they need to make extra income. Are you going to wait until you get there before Thanksgiving, or are you going to go ask them now?
You can go ask them now. They might want the money for Black Friday.
Yes, that's what I wanted to hear. That's good. And I say that for a reason because, you know, it would mean an extra trip there to talk to them. And I know sometimes that's, you know, you have to figure out what to say. So, Steph, if somebody came up to you while you were working as a CNA, how would they get your attention about the opportunity? What would they have said to convince you to talk to you about it?
I don't know, saying something along the lines of, man, y'all really work hard. You must make like $20 an hour. It's something to just laugh about, because I know that they don't make $20 an hour.
But that's really good, because that's like an opening statement where they can go, good Lord, no, honey, I'm lucky to make minimum wage. Are you crazy? Because I know how much they make. I was a CNA in college. I know what they make too. And
not enough.
Exactly, for the work they do. So starting that conversation, them saying, no, it's definitely not enough. So, well, you know, what else do you do on the side then? So many people now have side jobs these days. What else do you do? You know, and them getting them thinking of, well, no, I don't do anything else, or I do this, or, you know, and starting to hear about what their life is like and what their needs are, because they'll just tell you everything. You give them the opportunity and they're going to talk to you. Do y'all agree with that?
Yes.
Particularly, we can complain about our job. We all like to do that, right?
Absolutely.
We all do. That's how it works. So,
I know I did when I was working there. I complained a lot.
Exactly. Even if you love what you do, there's always going to be things. Even when you're a stay-at-home mom and you love those kids, they drive you crazy and you want to get out of the house and like talk to an adult sometimes.
They do.
So can you use your experiences to talk to the people around you?
I know for some reason I have this thing where I talk to people I don't know all day long, so that's not really an issue for me. But
Mhm.
it's the stuff they tell me. Like within like 5 minutes, I mean, I know that they can't pay their bills. I mean, they're telling me about their broken relationships. We're talking about, I mean, all kind of crazy stuff. And so I think that because of that knack that I have, that people just tell me stuff, I think I would be able to use that, especially if they're saying, well, my car just got repossessed, or I don't have enough money to pay my bills, or I can't get my children's Christmas, or or I run into people all the time that can't pay their electric bill. That's a reason for me to talk about that.
Angela, they tell you because you listen.
Is that what it is?
I just heard a slew of reasons there to present the opportunity to them.
Exactly. And she's right. I think that there's a talent in that, Angela. It's something you probably naturally have, that they feel comfortable and they feel like you're open to listen. If you're going to give them advice back, they're going to take it wholeheartedly because they're already trusting you with their intimate secrets. You know what I mean?
You
So
wouldn't believe some of the things people tell me within a
Oh, I
10-minute conversation.
I believe every single thing that they tell you.
I would.
I've heard it. You and I have a similar. People tell me everything, but I don't want to hear any of it. It makes me laugh. I literally went to my husband's homecoming this weekend. I can tell you who's dating who, how their jobs are. I can tell you everything. I spent for like 200 people, and it's because I sit there and listen to them. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I think it's a skill set, and that's something we all have to develop. The fact that you already have that developed, you have to move to the next level with it and figure out how you can say, okay, well, I have an opportunity where you can make some cash. Are you ready to work? And then they're going to say, well, I don't have the money to do it. Right?
Right. That's the first thing they say, right?
I know. I mean, I would have that our $19.99 special for our Skin So Soft bundle, and I'd say go sell 10 of these. That'll get you the money you need to get your kit and get you going. Make sure to take the cash up front, bring it back to me. We'll help it go.
Now, I heard that the last time. What do you guys say if they say, I don't know how to sell anything?
It sells itself.
That's what I say. I just wanted to hear what you guys normally say. I said, listen,
never
Avon has been around forever.
Exactly.
It sells itself. That's what I say.
Well,
So-
Angela, you already have the skill needed to sell the product, because I've never thought of myself as selling anything.
Me neither.
If they have a need or a desire, I want to fill it. You find that out by listening.
Right.
Somebody tells you that they can't sell. What do you say to them, Mom? Pat,
It's
sorry.
just what I've just said. Engage them in conversation and listen, because they'll tell you everything you ever wanted to know, plus some. And Angela's got that. She's got it.
Yeah.
She just needs to pay attention. If they are, they'll tell you what they need. So you're not hard selling doesn't work. The consumer's too educated today, and it just doesn't work anyway. You got a book full of products. There's something in there for everybody. Everybody uses some product that's like what we sell. So it's a matter of engaging in that conversation, listening to what they need or want. And it's the same with offering the opportunity. When you know what their need is, the opportunity can fill it.
I have another question directed towards Ms. Pat. Let me ask you a question about this. In the line of work that I work in, it's not really appropriate for me to, I know that this will fill their need, but it's not really appropriate for me to offer that. How would you get around that? Would you come back later, or what would you do to get around that?
What do you do, Angela?
Well, I am a contractor for the Department of Children and Family Services.
Okay.
And so I'm a mediator. So I go into a situation where these people are in some serious need of finances or life change, or so I'm there. I'm really in a position to influence them. The thing is that I find myself in a situation where I want to make the opportunity or offer the opportunity to them, especially the people that are already working, and then maybe they do have the money, but they need another stream of income.
Right.
But I find myself in a situation where there's like a conundrum there where, should I really be offering this? I don't want to, how do you get over that?
Okay, I've never been exactly in that situation. I actually worked for the Department of Family and Children Services for years, but I was never I didn't sell Avon at the time. Okay, I wasn't an
Right.
Avon representative at the time. But if you're a mediator, I think you have to be very careful with the clients.
Right.
You never want to be accused of, even though you can see the need, I think you have to find another way. But now employees, that's a different story. You're not going to have that conversation with them in a meeting where you're being a mediator. You're going
Right.
to have that outside that room. So I don't see a problem with an employee if you just are low key when you present it. Now with the client, I'd have to give that some thought because, I don't know, we can't assume that everybody who's receiving services through the Department of Family and Children Services is poor. They do such a wide variety of services.
Right.
So, a lot would depend on what's going on with them. And you could have that conversation if you saw a need. This is just a suggestion. I haven't had a lot of time to think this through with their caseworker to ask if it might be appropriate, if that person needed income or if there was some need that could fill for them, that you don't want to be inappropriate and you don't want to do it without discussing it with the caseworker.
Actually, that's a good point. Thank you.
Very good. I was also thinking maybe, Angela, and I don't know, y'all correct me, Pat, if if you think differently. You could always have a web thing or a YouTube video set up with you speaking about, you've got give them a card and say, hey, check out, maybe here's a couple of ideas or whatever. I'm trying to think of what I would say to them. I'm so happy to meet you today. I know you're really looking for other opportunities really to make more income. Here's a business card. Obviously it's not appropriate to talk about now, but check it out. And if there's anything I can do to help you, please reach out. And you could actually do a YouTube video, do a link on it where you say, I met you. I'm so excited to have met you. I offer this card to people who I think could really make it work with what I do, and kind of go into the opportunity there. But again, I don't know how comfortable you are giving a card in that situation. But it's something that you wouldn't have to do the discussion there, and you can it's like you're planting a seed, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's really
Right.
just planting a seed compared
It's like that fine line when you want to pray for them, but then you can't really.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It is.
She is in a situation, I think, Angela, that you're in a situation where you have to be careful with that.
I agree. Is there outreach groups, Angela, that you're aware of that helps people find jobs or income?
No, not in this area.
I know with ours, I actually went to speak with a group locally, and they were people getting kind of a second start and kind of really starting back over, and
Right.
had been working. It was through Family Children Services. They actually found me. I was doing a job fair or something, and they asked
Right.
me to come speak with them.
Well, I have had, because I had some contacts, especially in my early years with Avon, I have offered the opportunity to women in a shelter, but I had permission to do that.
Correct.
Again, you should have some contacts if you have those kind of resources in your county. You should be able to, what state are you in, Angela?
I'm in South Carolina.
South Carolina. Every state, and even within the state, a lot of the counties are different, depending, because they get money from different places, different pots of money, and
Right.
it depends on the resources that is available where you are. But you might be able, if you're well acquainted with workers in the system, to reach out to even battered women's shelters. Sometimes they need something they can do without being real visible, and this is something they can do.
Right.
I think, as I've had a little experience with a couple of women that came from the battered women's shelter. But you just have to talk to your resources, your people that are working within the system, to find out bet you could make some contacts where you could present the opportunity. Might could even do a presentation, depending on the situation.
Sure.
That's a good idea too.
It's funny. This is really what the whole conversation of the presentation was about tonight. Like what we're actually talking about is the nitty gritty of offering the opportunity. Like making a list is awesome, but taking it from a list to talking about it is really the next step, and you're probably going to feel uncomfortable. Like Steph said, she's comfortable in a certain space. Start there. Don't wait. Just start. And I think that's the key. Patrice, how did things go for you last week?
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi everybody. I did my first trunk or treat with with our local YMCA. And I must say it was a last minute type of decision for me to do it. I underestimated the cost a little bit as far as candy and all that, but I just got what I got and I just kind of made it work. I had my books, I had printed out recruiting flyers to put that in every book. I did little like beauty sample bags where I had like a bunch of samples. I had a recruiting flyer, lipstick, and something else. And that I gave to each mom or, parent figure that I saw. The turnout was way bigger than I ever anticipated. And I wasn't prepared for that at all. Like it was a long line and it did not stop. And I was like, oh man. And then I didn't really think about as far as being able to interact with people, because when you have kids, it was just moving. It was just, everybody was just moving. So I wasn't really able to speak, but they're like, oh, Avon, some people kind of zoned in and like, oh, can I have a book? And I was able to get like maybe 2 or 3 people's contact information. And oddly enough, I was right next to the Girl Scouts table. And they had this system, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm getting some ideas," because they had stickers for the kids, the girls. They had candy, and then they were raffling off a bear.
So they were
using the bear raffle to get everybody's contact information. They had the stickers to kind of keep the kids patient enough to let mom let mom fill stuff out, and their tables stayed busy the whole entire night. And I was like, okay. I got plans for next time.
Know what you got to do now, don't you?
Exactly. I was like, give me some stickers.
Never go alone. Always have somebody with you.
Yeah, like my family, they came, but they kind of showed up maybe like an hour into it. So I didn't have any type of help, but I kind of just decorated my car as much as I possibly can. I went to Party City. I got kid-friendly things. I think I did like a little girl superhero theme. And that kind of draw the little girls in. They're like, oh, well, look at Wonder Woman and but it was kind of fun to actually be out in the community, and really get to see people and meet people kind of face to face and kind of like, okay, yeah. Oh, and there's one lady, she's like, oh my God, I've been looking for Skin So Soft. And, so some people are kind of shocked to even see Avon out there. They're like, oh, wow, like y'all, you're still out here, like I haven't seen a book in forever.
Aren't you shocked? Everybody's so shocked when somebody says it to them, but you hear it all the time, don't you?
Yeah, all the time. But I tried my best to really like maximize the traffic in a sense, but unfortunately I really didn't get to talk to hardly anybody.
Hey, it is a lesson learned.
It is.
There is such a valuable lesson, and you can apply it to anything. It doesn't just have to be Halloween. It could be a fall table setup. It could be a spring fling. It could be a Christmas event. It's the same
I'm thinking about contacting them, the lady that was running it, and see what they do for the holidays.
Good.
And know that, I'm interested, to try to see what kind of events they have going on. So that's definitely on my list. I was in a wing cafe, a wing restaurant, and they did this DJ bingo on Thursday nights. And I absolutely loved it. I actually didn't want to leave. But I was thinking, I was like, maybe I can talk to her and kind of partner up and put books out there and maybe set up a small table or something, because it stays packed. People are in a good mood. You know, they're singing and they're dancing and stuff like that. And possibly buy some little small samples or gifts or whatever and make it like a prize. You know, whoever wins the bingo gets the prize. And, you know.
That's a great idea. It's a good opportunity for you to talk about your business. Even if you just went and spread out 10 books on the table.
Yeah.
And sat in the middle of the room and put a little flip top piece of paper sign that says Avon, stop by.
Gotcha.
You know, I hear you want you to talk to them, but sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. You know?
Okay.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong. I mean, it's funny when you go to a restaurant, take 2 or 3 books and put them out. They're going to be gone by the time you leave.
Yeah.
And it's those indirect things. I mean, it's funny. When Eric was there, Eric was down at Pat's store. He said something to me that blew me away, Pat. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. When he and his girlfriend, I don't know if they're married or not, his significant other go out to dinner, when they put their name in, they put the name in as Avon. When they call their name, they're like, Avon. And they let them do it 2 or 3 times. And they said, by the time they get up, they know that they're Avon. They have books with them. And they'll be passing stuff out as they go in to sit down.
Or they'll put it on their table.
Yeah, both. It's just brilliant to me.
That's so smart.
Chris, you do remember how we met, right? You do.
Oh, yes, we met in a restaurant.
I was
exactly. Yeah, we met in a restaurant. Long story short, I was working at a restaurant, waiting tables. It was slow. I had already been signed up to her, so I was in her downline, but was not working my business like at all, and was terrified when I saw her walk in. But yeah, she saw the frustration on my face, and she was like, "This ain't working for you."
But I didn't know who you were, so I recruited you in.
Yep, absolutely. By the time we had a conversation, she was like, I know, like I've seen that face before. And I'm like, yes, ma'am, you have.
Isn't it?
They thought it was old
She kind of zoned in on the frustration that I had, because it was so dead that day.
And you were there making nothing.
Exactly. Gas money. And that's what she asked me. She was like, if you don't mind me asking, you know, are you doing good here? And I'm like, at this point, no, gas money.
I said, do you like it?
School.
No, she didn't like it.
And that's Pat, that's the whole point. When you learn to do this everywhere you go, do it with your, I mean, I remember you always do it with everybody you're with. I remember Andrew, when he was like 4, tried to recruit the cash register at a Dollar General, because he said, the guy was mad. He said, you know what? You need to come work with my mama. He had said it so many times. He'd heard me give the spiel so many times.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. He said, if you don't like it, she's got some way for you to make money. And I was laughing. It was like 4, maybe 5. The whole point is once you start doing it, just like Pat did it, you know, just like you guys are talking about, you'll do it everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So my challenge for you all is this. All right? You're getting good at sales, every one of you. And Denise, I want you to take this challenge with me. Okay? I don't care if you go to the grocery store. I don't care if you go to get gas. I don't care what you're going to do in the next week. I want you guys to get 3 names of people that you've talked to that may consider selling. Now, if you can sign them up, even better. But I want you to try to talk to 3 people about selling Avon. Come on, Denise. I know.
I got deliveries this week, so I'm going to be out and about. But
you'll be out and about.
Let me tell you something. In Unadilla, Georgia, 3 people. There ain't 3 people, okay? I'll do my best.
Denise, you need to stop.
Do my best.
There is a gas station there.
Oh, yeah, I talked to them girls, but they, you know.
You got to try stuff. That's the whole point. It is hard to teach others to do all of it unless you have mastered some of these things yourself.
I'll talk to anybody.
Oh, I know you will. But that's the whole point. you got to keep practicing because we do get out of shape. Those muscles, prospecting muscles, you get out of shape if you don't do it. And it's true. Trust me. I remember working in the office and then trying to go out again and doing it. It had been so long and I lost my words. I stumbled all over everything. You're going to do that too. And the more you practice, the better off you'll get. So is everybody willing to try it this week?
I'll give it a shot. Let's put it that way.
All right.
All right.
Yes.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right. Miss Pat, you're welcome
Yes.
to join.
I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot to turn my phone off.
We're going to do a prospect. Everybody's going to get 3 names and numbers between now and next week.
Okay.
So, and if they say, yes, that sounds awesome, I'd love to do that. If you don't know what to say from there, you pick up the phone and you call me and I will walk you through it. Or your upline, okay? You don't have to make them wait till next Tuesday to tell us. You can say, oh, well, we'd love to get you. Yeah, I'd love for you to do that. But if you need help, we can help you find the words. All right? Steph, you know where you're going.
Yeah.
All right. Patrice, do you know where you're going?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Angela, you got it?
Yes, I got it.
All right. And Denise is going to hit up Unadilla and hate me. And I'm good with that.
Hey, I'm trying to sell this product down here. I don't want nobody selling down here.
Yes, you do.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I've already got plans for. There's a community center coming up. Believe it or not, big city of Unadilla, community center.
I know where Unadilla is. It's really funny that you say that.
There's nothing here, but they're opening a community center, and then there's a Western boutique moving, and then this other lady's going to open a gift shop. So I'm going to be Friday is my plan. So yeah, I'll have 3 names and numbers.
Never worry about losing a customer because somebody wants to sell Avon either. Talk to
No,
your
I'm not.
customers.
I was kidding.
I know, but I'm just saying to everybody, talk to your customers, ask for referrals,
Yeah.
offer them something to give you a referral. And don't just ask for customer referrals. You need to know anybody needs some extra money. Most people do. And you can do a lot through your customer base.
You sure can. You're right, because everybody knows somebody right now who's complaining about Christmas coming up. I just read something that's like, I think it said it was like 62 days till Christmas.
Oh,
As of Thursday, we are 4 weeks from Thanksgiving.
no.
So think about that. Somebody needs money for Black Friday.
Christmas is 2 months from Thursday.
Yep. So you can ask your customers, hey, I'm really trying to build my team. I'm so excited. I love my business. Do you know anybody who needs money for Christmas? And then don't say anything until they respond. Because we want to say somebody who does this or this. Let them talk to you because all of you guys are really working on your listening skills. They'll tell you 2 or 3 people. Okay?
Mhm.
You can say, that's amazing. You know, is it okay if I text her or call her? So, and they typically will say, yeah, she won't care. They're going to go like, why are you calling me? Well, Bethany said that you were amazing. And I told her I was looking for somebody who was a go-getter who wanted to make extra money for Christmas. She thought of you. And she's going to say, oh, I didn't think about that. You know, it's just how people are. So when they're talking about their friend that you're writing their information about, write the information they tell you. Oh yeah, Beth, Beth so-and-so needs it. They got 3 kids and her husband's working and she's at home with the kids and she's great.
Give good service in a restaurant.
Yeah.
You would be great at what I do.
Yeah.
Because they're giving you good service and they're friendly and
Anybody in the service industry works their tail off. And
Yeah.
they're almost
Oh, yeah.
always, you can offer the opportunity to them and they're going to think, I can do this too. So I remember I've recruited through the Chick-fil-A drive-through. Anywhere I went, I asked. And I think that's the difference. You just got to talk about it. So 3 names, everybody. Are we good?
Good.
Awesome. Anybody got any questions?
I do.
Okay.
It might be a silly question, but
No such thing.
I had an idea, like, have you ever had anybody or have you gone to maybe like the Department of Labor?
Mhm.
What would you have to have to go there to promote I mean, just to like put up a flyer, because they, they have a bulletin board of places that are hiring. What would you have to have?
That may vary from place to place, but I used to actually work job fairs at the Department of Labor right up the street from where I'm located now.
So did
I think they stopped doing that
I could do it last year.
with Avon.
Yeah, it depends if you know somebody.
They stopped it where I was doing it, but that's why I said it varies from place to place.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. But even after they would not let us do it, they cut out direct sales. That's what they did at this one close to me. This was a few years ago. But I did job fairs up there for a number of years and did real well talking about the opportunity at my table. And they didn't mind. A lot depends on the manager. So it's going to be different from place to place. But what I did when they wouldn't let me back in their job fairs, I stood outside on job fair day. And I got a lot of contacts that way. You just have to keep up with what's going on in your area.
Yeah.
So.
You can also look at places like Goodwill. Goodwill actually does job fairs constantly.
Weekly in our area.
Yeah, here too. And they will let you, you just go in and talk to the person who sets those things up, tell them you'd love to do it. And they'll let you come in. And that's how I met the people really from the Department of Labor. And it was a couple of different subsections of them. Does that make sense? It wasn't maybe the main people, but every time they were going to do something, they called me. So I would go to the local big gym for the recreation department. They'd have the whole thing filled up with, Southwire and all these great, amazing companies. And it'd be me. And I was packed all the time because we had a good time and we enjoyed it. So it's a good idea, Steph. It really is. It never hurts to do any of those things.
And if you don't ask, the answer is always no. If you ask, you're halfway there.
True. Also, like the temporary services, if you have any temp services, the day that they do intake of new people that they fill up, they usually do them like on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 6 or whatever. See when they're there, and a lot of times they'll let you set up on the outside of there to give out information for free because it attracts people to come into their site. We did that quite a bit and it worked. And then trying to think other connections. We used to do some crazy stuff, but it worked. And you would make connections time after time. Just like, a lot of people did Cato's or they did other places like that. That was a retail establishment. Everybody's going to be out shopping. Like now is technically like this shopping season. So if you're going to look at it, you want to look at when you're available and try to find somewhere to go. I'm trying to think. We used to do another crazy one, but I can't remember. I'm sure I'll remember it later. I'll bring it up next week. I'll write it down at midnight when I think about it.
I believe most Cato's will still let you set up.
It depends on the manager, though, really.
Yeah. But
Our region never would. But if you went over to the other side of town, like in Conyers, they always did. So it's just asking people, will that? We used to have a dry cleaner that let us set up. And that we'd do it on a Friday afternoon into early evening when everybody picked up their dry cleaning. And like they did really well selling and recruiting out of that dry cleaner. And it was just somebody that was their customer. And they eventually asked them, hey, can I set up a little table?
that reminds me, dry cleaners are great people to work with because those are individually owned. Those are entrepreneurs. And they don't mind helping you. I used to get a ton of customers from there without even being there. I had permission to leave my books on the counter, and I had them in a number of dry cleaners in the early years.
And then look for those bulletin boards in your community too, if you're going to put up stuff. Like we have a barbecue restaurant. They always have for sale, help wanted. But the lawn and tractor supply stores, they typically have those things up. And the women are sitting there bored out of their mind while they're in there. They might as well go look at the board. And then there's a great Avon thing.
Car washes, especially on Ladies' Day. And service stations, many of them have a bulletin board inside.
And many of the service stations are good to recruit the people who work there because their customers coming in will become their Avon customers.
Yeah, and if they become a representative, they sell it right out of there. I've seen it more than once.
Me too. And also, and I know we're listing a lot of places, but try consignment stores too. They're also typically independently owned entrepreneurs. And I had one that was Honor Society, and she only worked it out of her store. She never had product. She just took orders from customers. They picked it up. But if you think about getting those people on your team, because they're already an entrepreneur, they already know how to handle business.
I've got one on my team right now who has a gift shop.
Yeah.
Doesn't sell anywhere else, Honor Society.
Yeah. So any of those small places like that, a lot of people want to add additional income, and they may not know how. And of course, you know to ask the salons, people who do nails and salons. They have lots of constant customers, and they're independent. They love it. You just have to ask. And maybe not flash it in front of their boss. The first time.
Ask the boss.
Yeah, that's true too.
Or the owner.
Yeah.
And then you have no problem.
That's true too. So anyway, we just hit y'all with like a ton of stuff. Sorry about that. Did that help, Steph, though? Good.
It did.
There is no question that you should not ask. If you think about it, just ask. Because we've all had the same questions. We just don't necessarily know what you're thinking. And just be prepared to mess up some. You should mess up some.
And if you ever happen to have a need of a chiropractor, most chiropractors, I believe, are really into network marketing and sales, especially the Aspira line.
Mm-hmm.
If I had been on top of my game, I had a little plan to contact chiropractors, because years ago I went to a chiropractor for a little while, and all we talked about was direct sales and network marketing, because he was really into it, and he had a health line. And of course I was in Avon, but we just talked about the business in general. I really enjoyed talking to him. But that's only a brief experience I've ever had with a chiropractor. But I'm betting you that most of them do that kind of stuff, because they all got something in their office they're selling, I think, other people I've talked to. So, try a chiropractor's office. Get creative. Think out of the box.
So at least 3 names. If you get stuck, y'all call me. I'll help you walk through anything. And I look forward to talking to everybody next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. I'll send you the link again in the afternoon like we normally do. It's the same one as I sent tonight, though, because I've said it's a repeating meeting. But just in case it does something crazy, y'all know. And if you've got any questions or anything, reach out to us or your upline. We look forward to hearing from you. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Yes,
Go get them. I'm so proud of y'all.
Good
Keep
night.
waiting to hear the stories. Talk to you later.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.